or something like that. But it is still operational, yes.
And we're into the $30,000 to $60,000 a year from that.
Like revenue wise, yes, yeah,
In that,
in that range, yeah.
Okay, thank you, Zach.
Thank you, guys.
All right, I'm going to go to new business and anything in new business. Mayor?
I've got one. I wasn't sure where to bring it up, but it is an intergovernmental issue, so I'll bring it up here at under administration. I would like to write a letter to the county forestry department. I want to know what their intentions are with us, the municipality, with regard to the trees that have been cut on our property up on Lake St. John. I want to know, is their intention to charge us? Because we're not building a runway, regardless one way or the other. So if it's going forward and the runway's not built, so what's the repercussions on Ramara? So I've heard all kinds of rumors out there that trees don't have to be replanted, but they only have to be, they'll grow back on their own. I want that in writing. So if we could ask them a letter, is Ramara going to get charged, and what is required by Ramara if there's no runway built or we don't sell the property with regard to those trees? Do we have to replant or not? Those are the two questions, and I'd like an answer in writing from the bylaw department.
I can see two people saying yes. Do we all agree to that?
Well, second Mayor Clark's motion.
Okay, so the mayor put on the floor, you second it. So let's, I guess, discussion then. I saw yellow. So, Councillor Snudge.
Would there be a difference between the way we are treated and the way the other property that was also deforested is treated? That's none of our business, I guess. That's
I guess. Yeah, I just want to know how we're getting treated, because the reality is, if they're going to charge us, then we're going to go after the airport to pay our fines, right? So I want to know what exactly their intention is with us, because right now we're in the soup, and I want to get it cleared up.
Good idea. I think it's great.
There's no responsibility as us as a township to, I guess, enforce or protect Simcoe tree bylaws. We have nothing to do with it.
I don't believe so. That's one of the reasons why I want the letter. We've actually called Simcoe before on people that have violated, that we've caught clear cutting land, and we call in Simcoe and then they deal with it.
Yeah.
Well, Mr. Popple's on.
John, did you want to respond to that, John Popple?
Through the chair, certainly the township would be treated no different than any other property owner in this case. So if the county was intending on taking enforcement action, they would need to notify us in writing of what contraventions we've committed, and so we could respond appropriately. So I don't think it's out of turn to request what is happening or what required action is needed on our part in this case. But we don't, to answer Councillor Snutch's questions, we have no jurisdiction or authority to enforce the county tree cutting bylaw. So it's an upper level of government when it's not our responsibility.
Councillor Snudge?
I was just going to ask a question of the mayor, because I don't know, but maybe because of his experience on county or Joe. Do any of the other municipalities in the Simcoe County have their own tree bylaws, so we could take action if this ever happened again without Simcoe jumping in? Or do they all just rely on Simcoe's tree bylaw?
Well, I know
None that I'm aware of, Dave, because Simcoe law would supersede ours. So I guess we could have something more restrictive, but the upper tier supersedes any bylaw we would have.
All I remember, Mayor, is, do you remember a few years ago where that person cut all the trees down the side? They were all mature, nice trees. And in the end, I think we went into court and we spent so much money and time. And in the end, I don't even know if he planted the little.
I don't think he did. He settled that he would plant trees and then never ever did.
Never did it, and we just gave up on it. It was just it was a disaster.
The courts won't assess a value on a tree, so you couldn't assess damages lost. And when he agreed to replant, but I don't know if he ever did replant.
I've never seen the plants down by the Heritage Farm area. Deputy Mayor?
I know another answer to David's question. The city of Aurelia is going through a process right now regarding tree bylaws to how to cut down, when you're allowed to cut down trees in city of Aurelia. But that's the only one I'm aware of.
But yeah, county bylaw wouldn't have an effect on Aurelia. That's why Aurelia is only when it comes to human
Yeah.
services. That's the only partnership. Other than that, Aurelia and Barrie are standalone.
Yeah, the Simcoe County only applies to lots that are 2.5 acres or more. It's got nothing, I don't think it's got anything to do with residential, somebody cutting down a tree on a lot smaller than 2.5, but John, you probably know better.
John?
Yeah, through the chair, just to add to that, typically that's what you'll see is the upper tier municipality will have a bylaw that deals with large properties and large tree cutting. And then you'll have a local tree cutting bylaw that deals with more residential lots or small scale tree cutting, so they can play off of each other. York Region is a good example. York Region has a tree cutting bylaw, and then the individual municipalities within York Region have a smaller scaled down version for smaller properties.
Mayor?
Yeah, on that though, when I talk to the county bylaw department, there is no minimum amount that you can cut. If your lot is in a woodland, what's deemed a woodland, then you are to get a permit, even if it is a 1 acre lot that you want to cut. It all depends on whether you're in a wood. They don't have a minimum size, because that was the question I asked, because I figured out how much we had, 1/3 of an acre cut. So I said, are we below the minimum? And he said, there is no minimum. If you are in a wood lot, you must have a permit, unless you're cutting for your own personal, like
Yeah,
firewood to heat your
firewood.
home.
Yeah.
Any other questions?
No.
Do you want to read that again? So the motion, Jennifer?
Sure. So basically the gist of it is going to be that we inquire from the county of Simcoe what their intention is with the township regarding any repercussions regarding the tree cutting on township property.
And it's got to be in the case that the runway's not built, because
Yeah.
we have to go under that assumption that we own the land. We're not going to
We don't
sell
want
it.
to put off. We'd like the answer
Right.
as soon as possible.
Yeah, we
right?
want the answer. Yep.
Okay, all in favor? Passed. Is there any other new business? No? Back to you, Mayor.